and there would be a correlation there. But what I actually found was a story that was much more than about money. And so we're going to take a look at that story today and see about the gifts. It's more about the gifts we're given than the gifts we give. This story starts really back in the beginning of Mark. The verses that lead up to today's scriptures, the scribes are continuously trying to trip up Jesus. They ask him a lot of questions about the law, thinking that he has the answer in one way, and he flips it around and answers in another way that speaks more of the truth. By the time we get to the gospel reading today, Jesus is completely frustrated with the scribes because they know the law, but they're missing the truth. So today we're going to uncover the truth as we explore the text. First we find Jesus in the crowd, and he says, "Beware of the scribes who like to walk around in long robes and like to be greeted with respect at the marketplace and have the best seats in the synagogues and places of honor at the banquets. They devour widows' houses and for the sake of appearance say long prayers." It's easy for us to think poorly of these scribes. We'd like to think that we don't act like them. If we're being honest with ourselves, I'd have to think that we could identify with them, as uncomfortable as that might be. The truth is, when we get dressed up, don't we walk a little straighter? And maybe we even feel a little superior to others. When we're in a crowd and we're the most wealthy or the most educated, doesn't that make us feel like maybe we're just a cut above the rest? If we are able to obtain a high status in society, don't we enjoy the respect and the perks that come along with that? After all, aren't these the things that we work our whole life for? Isn't it nice when we start to realize some of the benefits of all our hard work? We then can start to see the scribes aren't so different from us. When we take a look at ourselves in these terms, it makes it a little harder to judge the scribes for what they're doing. Moving on to the next part of the scripture, the text goes on to say, Jesus sat opposite of the treasury and observed as the community as they made their contributions. He sees the rich contributing large sums, and then comes along a widow that only has 2 coins to her name. The widow places both those coins into the treasury, so that only 2 coins the widow has to her name she gives to the treasury. What Jesus does next is why Jesus is God and we are not. Jesus just loves to take what we believe to be true by earthly standards and turn it upside down. In human measurement system, we would say, look at the money those wealthy people are contributing. We should put their names on plaques, hold special dinners for them, and give them the best seats at special events. They are worthy of our praise because of their generosity. But what does Jesus say about what he sees? Jesus says, "Truly I tell you, this poor widow has put in more than all those contributing to the treasury. For all of them have contributed out of their abundance, but she out of her poverty has put in everything she has, all she has to live on." Jesus is making the point that the widow has given everything. He has nothing left. And here's a little point that at an initial glance of the scripture, once the widow gets her last couple coins, it is a certainty that she'll die. She'll have no way to buy food, and without food, she'll not be able to sustain her life. She has come to terms with the events that are about to take place.